Hello, all you beautiful people. I'm Megan Benanti, and this is Rise and Shine. Thanks so much for joining me today. So today's question is, what are the positives in my life right now? So sometimes we need to focus on that. Sometimes it's hard to focus on that. Sometimes we know where it's coming from. But I thought this might help you to evolve your soul on your journey. So let's take a look at our 4 questions that are going to be under that and help you figure this out. So first is, what is my best quality that I can embrace in this moment? Second is, who are my best supporters at this time? Third, how can I influence my future positively? And fourth is, what should I continue to develop to live a more happy and fulfilling life? So because we want to keep this ball rolling for you guys so that you are always working towards a happier, more fulfilling life. And because really, I mean, that's what we're here doing. We're always striving for that. And every soul is looking to make the choice that will make them the happiest in that moment. So let us choose our 3 charms for today, and we'll start there. Okay, so first we have a fly. Lovely. So some of you are going to pick the big fly. We also have a rooster, so some of you will choose the rooster. Nice big poppy, big personality there with that rooster cock. And then we also have a shield. Now this shield, it looks like the front of armor, so, and there's a cross on it too, so that might be significant for some of you. All right, so you're going to choose the fly, the rooster, or the shield, armor shield, and then that reading will apply for you. I'm going to read for the fly first, and we'll just dive right in. So, okay, that was a terrible shuffle. That's okay. There is room in life for imperfect shuffles, right? So we at least have to leave room for that. All right, fly people, so your best quality right now is actually your lack of engaging in difficult situations. So I feel like you are working hard to avoid conflict. This is a real strength for you because that means you're really facing some of that adversity and going, no, I am not going to engage with you being difficult with me right now. So that's really powerful, and that's coming from our 5 of Wands here, which is a beautiful card. This deck is all in black and white. So the positives and the negatives, right? So how you're managing is a really positive skill set, and you should focus on that as one of your strengths because that is a choice you're making. And this is, you know how they bait you too. And I feel like you're like, I am not falling into that trap. So that seems really good. And we think about a fly, you know, flies are kind of big and annoying and pesky. And yet they do a lot of work in our environment. So they're food for tons of birds and creatures, but they also, they break down things. You don't think about it, but, maggots, fly larvae, they break down poop and all sorts of gross stuff. So they're not all bad. We just don't like them around us. So that's just kind of an interesting thing. So, maybe for you, the fly is about getting perspective. It's about getting away from people that are annoying and nagging and irritating. So that's kind of interesting. Now, who are your best supporters right now? Oh, that's an interesting card. So we have 8 of Cups in reverse. And, this is one of those cards to me that doesn't have a positive negative. It's just different meanings, the opposing forces, but it's not necessarily good or bad. I do feel like you've got support from the people who know you the best. But I also feel like right now you've got some boundaries around them. And so it's not that you don't love them, but for some reason, you're not fully able to trust them at this moment. Now, I do think that can come back around, but there might be a little bit of difficulty for you in finding some forgiveness or you don't feel like they're really capable of comforting you in the way that you want to receive it. But I do feel inevitably they are your supporters, even if you're taking a pause from them right now. And that's okay. I want you to know that they do have your back. They are a strong force and they love you, love you, love you very deeply. And these are the people that love you and know you the best. So I really feel like that's probably some family in there. All right, now how can you influence your future in a really positive manner? Love this. Okay, so temperance, all about balance for you. And this is such an interesting temperance because we have a centaur here. And so instead of the angel, and he is navigating out of water onto land, or she, it's kind of it's definitely a gender questionable centaur. This is also going to be considering your goals. So where are you headed with things? If you set your goals, short-term, mid-term, and long-term goals, this is going to help you to feel more positive about the direction you're going and to help you stay focused on that. It doesn't need to be super tight, but I do feel like you need a basis of that. And it's also taking into accountability where you know you might end up falling short, because that's what the balance is about. It's like, okay, I'm good on this, but hey, this area, I'm going to need more work. So it seems to be very much about being fair with yourself, and that's going to help you to build some stability here for you. Now, what should you continue to develop to continue to have a more happy and fulfilling life? And we have 8 of Wands, and this one is also in reverse. So that means slow down. You don't need to be in a rush, and you don't have to talk to the people you don't want to talk to. And it's interesting because you had a lot about not engaging, about creating boundaries, and maybe even though some of your family members are great supporters, they're not fully connecting for you in the way you want them to right now. So this is saying, hey, that's okay. You're beginning to define some of what is right for you. And so I don't know that you need to include everyone at this time. And, and 2 of your numbers are 8s. And so that is, again, that's the infinity symbol, the lemniscate, as we call it in Tarot. And so, that's the give and take of energy. So just be aware that even if you take a break now, it doesn't mean it has to be forever. But I do feel like this is going to be helpful for you at this time. And so, with that fly, it's kind of weeding out the people that are annoying or don't respect your boundaries. And so that seems really positive and significant for you. Okay, so that was our fly, people. Let us take a look at our rooster. So, rooster people, we have, what do we know about a rooster? Well, it's a big, showy cock. And, and that word came from the rooster itself. That roosters have a lot of bravado. And they like to always look good and they need to show off. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, that's what gets them the girls. And in return, they have the responsibility of taking care of all their ladies, all the hens in the roost. So, okay, so let's take a look at our rooster and that big personality that might be coming out. So, your best quality. Okay, sorry. We got 9 of Swords. Clearly, one of your good suits is sleeping. And it's actually, it brings in restlessness. So maybe you're utilizing this restless time to get things done. You've got a busy mind. So that's interesting. You do need more sleep. Sorry. That's really what the card means, is sleepless nights. But there's also a sense here in this particular image, I feel like things are floating. And, you know, so maybe not being so grounded right now, but your ideas are like strong and maybe kind of dreamlike or dreamy. And so this is really something you want to monetize on right now. So I want you writing down these ideas because this is awesome. And you know, we think about you know, the cock or the rooster is flamboyant. And so this is having, you know, your dreams should be over the top right now. And that really seems to be a strength for you. Okay, so, wow, you got lots of my major arcanas too. So you're definitely shifting here in a really positive way. Now your best supporters at this time, we got the devil in reverse. So, you know, that's breaking away from people that don't serve you, the people that hold you back. And so right now, you know, a rooster is kind of fierce, and maybe you're really like clipping out some of the people in your life that don't support you or take care of you or nurture your crazy, wild, and spontaneous dreams that you're coming up with. So, you know, there might be a little bit of feeling isolated in that. I don't think you are, as much as you're really just getting rid of the people that can't support you. So that's super good. So if you're having second thoughts about, why did I break up with that friend? I mean, you know, because we break up with significant others, but we also break up with our friends sometimes. Believe me, you've made the right choice here. This was right for you. So that you needed that reinforcement. That's there for you today. Okay, now how can you influence your future in a positive manner? So this card is called the Seeker, which would be our Fool card. And it's in reverse. So there is an acknowledgement that, you know, you might, that you do need to think things through. Sorry, I have a lisp, and so that was gonna get all tongue-tied on me. So you do need to think things through. You don't need to like just dive in right now. For you, I want you to hold back. The dreams are great, but this is also a process that you kind of need to navigate before you just go into everything. And you might have a bit of a spontaneous side, and that's okay. That's a good thing. But right now, if you want to help yourself to grow and continue to grow in the future, you're going to have to use a little bit of tact and take it one step at a time. So don't just like dive right in without looking. Okay, rooster people. And then I love this. So it asks how you should, what you need to do to continue to have a happy and more fulfilling life in the future. So what do you need to develop here? And we have the Sun card. So that is the ability to have fun, to find joy, to look at the little things in life and appreciate them. And that's interesting to have that both with the Nine of Swords and the Devil in reverse. There might be an aspect to where sometimes you take things a little too seriously. And so the Sun is that reminder that like, dude, don't sweat it, like play, have a good time. You need to be having some fun in this. And the Sun is just, you know, it's that reminder that it's always going to be okay. The sun will rise every day, and that is something that we can count on. So I do see you really evolving and shifting right now. And the growth that you're in when you find this question is like, it's really positive, but this is really very much about your soul's journey. So you're on a good path, and you just need to continue to go for it. And just fluff up your big rooster feathers, be flamboyant, be dramatic. All of that is good for you. So, okay, now let's take a look at our shield, which is also kind of a chest plate here for a suit of armor. So an armor, of course, is about protection, and we have a cross on that. So, you know, the Crusades, and fighting for our belief systems, that kind of thing. So let's take a look. Okay, so All right, so what your best quality that you can embrace right now is, oh my gosh, you're so funny. You're like, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I'm in such a bad place. I can't figure this out. And you know what? Yes, you can. So, Seven of Cups, the way I look at this, and immediately just came to me, was like, it's not about knowing exactly one thing. You've got a lot of little skills that are helping you right now that are really positive. So you need to not feel bad that, like, oh, I don't have this one superpower. That's okay. You know, for me, like, I was a jack of all trade in many, many, many things in my life. And so I didn't even know really for the longest time what my strength was going to be, because I did so many different things. And I want you to know that for you to find the positives in your life, it's little wins right now. And so just appreciate all your diversity, and even that part of you that feels like, well, I'm not sure I can commit. That, you know, is committing to something always a win? Not necessarily. So look at this as being flexible and giving you the ability to change your mind. That can really be a good thing for you. Okay, now next one is, who are my best supporters at this time? And we've got 5 of coins. And so you do have someone that's close with you, but I feel like your supporters here are people that are on the same path that you're on. And so you're very much in alignment with them right now. You guys are, you know that you're coming out of, you're finding hope, you're finding your spiritual journey, you're trying to connect on that level. You've got the shield or the armor here. So you're, again, about the spiritual journey with a cross, but also about protection. You're a little bit cautious right now. And so you really want to just, your supporters are coming from the people that get that about you. And that seems to be a real positive and in alignment. So now how can you influence your future positively? Now we have Queen of Swords, and she's a little bit feisty in this one. She's got a little frowny face, which cracks me up. So Queen of Swords is the queen who can bear her sorrow. So what I want for you to know and acknowledge here is that you've got to keep on pushing through, that things might not be always perfect, but part of what we do is we put our smiling face on and we put our best foot forward and we keep on walking. And Queen of Swords, her strength is to endure and to carry on and to be the best and most regal queen she can be, even though not everything in her life is perfect. And so you can be a Queen of Swords even if you don't think you have a superpower. So because I feel like, you know, as we look at this, you're mastering things, you're learning, you're growing, and you're adapting. And so this is all very, very good for you. Okay, now, what do you need to continue to develop to live a happy and fulfilling life? And we have 10 of Swords. And so this is about letting go. And it looks like he's listening to the earth here, which is also an interesting way to look at this card. You know, what does, to me, the Mother Earth is very grounding, obviously, but I find a lot of goodness comes for me out of working in nature. I let go of depression, I let go of sadness. It's just very healing and restorative. I live in a fairly warm climate. I mean, summer is like hot as Hades out here, but you know, generally everything's always growing in our environment, which feels really positive for me. So I want you to think about connecting with nature, listening to nature. But also, this is, again, it's about letting go. It's about new beginnings and closure. And so much for you right now. I know it feels like it's a little bit challenging, but you don't have to have all the answers. And so let go of trying to control that, and you're going to continue to be happier and find more fulfillment the more that you let go of what that outcome needs to be. And take off that shield of armor. I know you're like, well, vulnerability sucks. Why do I want to do that? I'm just going to get hurt. Well, the only way that we can continue to love and love more deeply is to continue to be more vulnerable and to allow people in and take those risks. And you know, the more that you have suffered and struggled in your life, the greater your ability to love is and to be empathic. So know that it's not necessarily a bad thing. You don't need to be invincible. In fact, the more that you can allow someone in, the more love you can have and it can grow. So, all right, everyone, I hope that was helpful for you today. Thank you for tuning in, and please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. All right, take care. We'll see you soon. Bye for now.